Welcome to the GuthrieAmerica podcast. We sit down with amazing people who do life in our community and who are from here because I believe every story should be told. I'm your host, Heady Coleman. Today, I'm sitting down with the one and only Chris Evans, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Evans. Before we jump into this conversation with Chris, will you please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, YouTube, all that craziness, all the goodness. Also, shout out to the one and only Kevin Kraft for his sponsorship, for his support in me connecting people through stories. If you don't know where Kevin Kraft is, Kevin Kraft's office is, if you're from Guthrie, he's in the old Pizza Hut.
Absolutely.
That Pizza Hut, it's amazing how things can come and go, but you would have thought that Pizza Hut would never go anywhere. It was almost one of those centerpieces of the community.
I love Pizza Hut. I love the old decor. I wish they'd bring back their old recipe because but I take a little credit for that building. The owner of that building, I said, you need to take the top off of the building, the old pizza, because everyone knows when they drive by, oh, that's an old Pizza Hut building. Take the top off so it doesn't look like an old Pizza Hut building. Took the top off, so I'll take.
Wow!
I'll take credit for that. You're welcome, Kevin Kraft.
Yeah, and they went and did it. They did not only listen to you, they did it. That's cool. But Kevin is in that old Pizza Hut building. Shout out to him. Also to North Church Guthrie, just for their continued support. Again, of us connecting people, our community, through stories, because we believe every story should be told. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. It's a busy time of the year, but man, it's good. I guess we got nice weather today, and then snow this weekend, and nice again. So
don't say that, man. I'm a pastor of a church. Don't say snow on the weekends.
I've heard snow on the grass.
Snow on the grass. What? How does that work?
The ground. I think the cement's too warm, so it'll stick to the grass, not to the ground. So travel should be good.
But here's the thing: people will see flutters.
Yes.
And that's just a good reason not to go to church.
And it's Super Bowl Sunday, so
don't
I'll go to church just so that you be there for you there.
Well, you make sure after you go to yours, you come over to mine.
Yeah.
No, people are going to show up. People will show up. I'm talking about the Super Bowl. Who's winning? Who's playing? I don't even know.
49ers and the Chiefs.
Okay, 49ers, Chiefs.
49ers and Chiefs.
49ers. I got 49ers.
You got 49ers. They're favored. So
are they really?
They are favored.
Look at me.
1.5 last time I saw. So
wow. I'm one of those people, and I don't know why I'm this way, but once the team starts winning so much, I'm like, come on, let's give somebody else.
Agree.
I don't know why that is, but it's not like I'll hate on them. I'm just like, I just want to see somebody else win.
Something different. Yeah. It's hard to root against Mahomes and Kelsey, and there's Oklahoma players. The Sooners, on the Chiefs, so, and also on the 49ers, so the state will be well represented at the Super Bowl.
That's good.
In Vegas.
Is this the first one in Vegas?
Yes.
Wow. Yes. I was about to say, because their state, they just recently got a stadium, right?
Yeah, and they got baseball coming here pretty soon, a couple of years. But
to Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Oakland A's are moving to Vegas.
And I think there's been rumble about people wanting to get an NBA team in Vegas.
Yeah, they were leery about going into Vegas because of all the gambling, but now gambling is so much associated with sports now.
Yeah.
It's like, what? They're doing it everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. You might as well.
I just went to Vegas a few weeks ago, so I can only imagine what's a big sporting event like that would be there. So
yeah. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
The thing, I've been to Vegas once.
Okay.
And I don't think that I always just thought of it as a place for gambling. Right, when I think
correct,
but it's so much more than that.
I'm not much of a gambler at all. I mean, I do a little bit of maybe sports betting just because everyone talks about it. I'm like, what's this all about?
Yeah.
So I did, but I don't understand the slot machine deal. I give Phil a hard time, Phil Nichols a hard time because he loves those slot machines. I'm like, all you're doing is push a button and then all these things pop up, and you don't know if you win or lose because you get a banana, a buffalo, and a giraffe, and you win money. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I've never done it before.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, I've never done it before. Yeah. I don't know. Let me think. Have I ever gambled before? I've played poker once, but there was no money. But is that still gambling? You got to have money to make it like a true gambling experience.
Was there a risk?
Win or lose?
Well, I think you'd be gambling. We don't like to win. Go
Uno,
win.
you go win.
Go win. You gamble all the time.
Gambling on life,
Yes.
gambling on a lot of stuff.
There you go.
That's funny. So just for the people who are listening, may not know a lot about you, I always love to connect people to their wives, their spouses, and learn. How did you meet Sam? Your wife's name's Sam. That's his
Yeah.
wife. How'd y'all meet?
December 12th, 1995.
Wow. I love the way that you got this date. You got a time? Was it the morning, afternoon?
Well, it would have been in the evening time. It was, it's a pretty cool story. So December 12th, 1995, the Guthrie Blue Jays go take on the John Marshall Bears at the Myriad Convention Center. And
Oh, wow.
it was a high school. Our game was around 3 o'clock. And after that, it was the Oklahoma City Cavs, a semi-pro team. So it was
Oh,
kind of
wow.
double
I
header. So
remember
you
this.
have the Guthrie Blue Jays versus John Marshall. I'm with Joe Atkins and all Reggie Tate, all that very, very good Joe Marshall team. This was a showcase game. So we played our game, and then the Cavs play, and we got to sit pretty low, press row, real close. And I was a senior, and there was a freshman cheerleader named Sam Evans, and so we were, watching cheerleaders, and then we start talking in the stands. And I remember Karen Privet, her mom. I looked up, and she's rocking like this, watching her girl talking to me. And so that we talked during the Cavs game, and then we started talking after that. So that's how we met.
That's pretty cool.
Guthrie Blue Jay basketball.
Wow. Now, she was a freshman where? Here?
Guthrie High School, yeah.
Okay.
First 5-sport female athlete.
First 5-sport female. What sports did she play?
Basketball, cross country, cheer, soccer, track.
Wow.
Yeah. She was well known for her flip throw-ins in soccer. That's what she was there for. You flip and throw, and it gives you more distance, and that's what she did.
Oh, flip. Okay, yeah,
Flip
yeah,
throw,
yeah.
when it goes,
Yeah, I've seen
and I
that,
know
yes.
nothing about soccer, so
Yeah.
it goes that boundary.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing the boring throw-in, you flip and throw it in.
Now, which sport was she best at?
I would say, tennis too.
Yeah. Didn't you say tennis?
That's okay. I make sure I said tennis. I would say tennis. She was she went to state as a tennis player. Good cross country runner. Started as a freshman for the basketball team. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer's last.
Soccer's
last.
She's just there for the flip throw.
She's only there for the flip throw, and that's where she got hurt. Her only injury because of
The flip throw?
soccer. No. Big old girl at Taft Stadium fell on her.
Oh my goodness. Now wait, how many sports did Bernadette play?
Bernadette, man, she was basketball. I remember her basketball. Probably her best was probably tennis, but she was good.
No, her best is probably softball. She all said it.
Ooh, that's true.
Well, I think she all said. Did she all say basketball and
I remember her as a basketball player. I saw all the time as
She
basketball.
all said that she got scholarship offers for softball and basketball, but I know she played No, she couldn't play 5. She played basketball. Well, I know she didn't play 5 because Sam was the first. But basketball, softball,
basketball, tennis.
That's probably all. I don't think
Yeah,
there's another
well,
sport.
she was good at all three.
Yeah, she was good.
She was good at all three. She didn't waste her time when she was out there. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it real at a high level. I love me some Bernadette.
Yeah. Now I didn't know that. Of course,
We
I
called
was
her
gone.
Bernie, though. It was Bernie, yeah.
I started calling her Bernadette whenever we started.
I
making
call her
our
Bernadette
relationship.
now.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah. So whenever I started, we started dating. I just I'm gonna call you Bernadette because we're from the same town. I was let's make it a little bit. And so, but now I think most people call her Bernadette. Well, not say most people, but a lot of people call her Bernadette.
Yeah, I do now.
Yeah,
It was
that's what I
Bernie.
call
It
her.
was Bernie.
Bernadette. Yeah, that's funny too. That we do that. So y'all both you and your wife went to school together. You're from Guthrie.
Yep.
You've been here all of your life.
Entire life.
Did you never left?
I was born in the old hospital.
Wow.
I was born-
Wait. The one on the
now-
north side?
Now the village or I was born there, and then they closed it down 3 or 4 months after I was born.
Wow, you shut it down.
Shut it down.
You just this is
Shut
it.
it down.
I'm the last.
This is done.
It's done. Nobody else comes back through
This
this
is all
building.
we can do. This is all we can do.
But have you ever left Guthrie?
Never once.
Wow.
Never once. Sam graduated May of '99, We were married in May 2000.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
She was 18 when you got married?
She was 19 when we got married.
So she graduated high school at 18.
Yeah.
Then you got married.
A year in May. I mean, she graduated in May of whatever, 99.
Y'all
We were
messing
married
around.
in May of 2000.
Yeah, like why?
I don't know. It was meant to be. It was
No, not like why in a negative way, but
Yeah.
like because oftentimes, so Zell, my son,
Right.
about to graduate, he wants to get married. So him and his girlfriend, that's the main big talk around it. The one to get married, move. That's so most people be like, "Don't do it," blah blah blah. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Like,
We got
I'm
married.
not saying that it's easy, but here's the thing: it's hard for older people.
Yeah.
I know adults
yeah.
who've been divorced or whatever several times.
Yeah.
And so. But anyway, it's interesting. I didn't know you got married that young.
Yeah. So she was 19. I'd been 21 or 22 probably in that range. But got married in 2000. So if it's 2034,
24 years?
we've been married for 34. If it's 2024,
Yeah.
we've been married 24 years. Keeps it easy.
Wow,
to
you've been married a long
Although I'm
time.
kind of good with dates though.
All right, well, it's
December
good.
12th, 1995.
Yeah, and that's good for you because you're into sports and all
Yeah,
that. Yeah, so
yeah.
like knowing numbers and
Yeah.
dates is important to your role to be successful. I would think.
Yeah.
Be successful. So wow, 24 years.
24 years.
How many children?
2. Got a 19-year-old Kel Evans and 15-year-old Lance Evans. We got him signed up for driver's ed. So
Oh wow.
I've had to be. I relied heavily on my oldest when he was in school last year to drive. Last 3 years to drive little Lance to school. I'm back in the school pickup lines, and so
We need to hurry up and get that license.
yes, I got to go the entire year, and he needs to go everywhere. I'm a fancy Uber for him, but he's signed up for driver's ed, so that means another car in the driveway. Other than that, but it'll work out.
Well, my son has not gotten his driver's license, so
Okay,
there's that. He's 18.
what?
Yeah, has no interest.
My niece took a little while to get her driver's
Yeah.
license too.
He has no. He's good.
Good. Hey.
He's good. I mean, I think now more and more as he's kind of gotten into his role in life as far as working and stuff. I think there's more. Like yesterday, he came home. He's like, "Man, I need to start meeting with some people." And he's like, "I probably need to get a car because I need to start."
Yeah.
So now some of those things are starting. But he's like, my daughter. Mm-hmm. She's about she'll be 17 next month. No interest.
No, wow. I was getting my driver's license back in the day was kind of delayed because I went to take my vision test. I passed everything. Then I went to take my vision test and I failed my vision test. So I had to go get glasses and then contacts. And
Wait, you didn't know until that moment?
no, I failed. I was at the Armory where they had the driver's test.
Yeah.
I remember having a parallel park with that car that was always sitting there. And so I had to go to Dr. Cook's office on the west side. And I remember him putting those glasses on, see if this looked. And I'll never forget the green tree at Cotterell Elementary, how green it was. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is. I kept going back to the tree. I kept going back to the tree.
This is what life looks like.
Blind, yes. How was I
I
operating?
was blind and now I can see.
I'm playing baseball. Like how? No wonder I
wow.
can't hit the ball.
You were playing baseball.
It was Coach Young who told me I need the glasses. I kind of okay, whatever. But then I had to get my license. But yeah, it was Coach Young who said, "I don't think you can see the baseball." He was right.
So okay, once you got glasses, did your baseball
No,
career
not really.
change?
No. I could put a bunt down, but no. I got to play in the state tournaments, and I got to play multiple positions. But as far as being, I was okay. I was average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, was y'all's team overall good in baseball?
Yeah, we were.
I was going to say because y'all had Terry Bennett. Right?
Yeah, we were really good. Especially our sophomore and junior years. We didn't make the state our senior year. We went every year except for our senior year. Even in basketball, we went every year except for our senior year. But man, it was like Gary Mize, Jay Dawes, Brandon Bagwell. Then you throw in Terry Bennett, Steve McClain, Seth Robbins. Yeah, we were really good. And then when we were even younger, we had Matt Cloud and Brian Mosley. So we were really good.
Did you play football too?
7th grade. That's it. That's
so
all I needed to know.
Did you just do baseball or did you do baseball and basketball?
Baseball and basketball.
Okay. Which one's your favorite?
Probably baseball. I had all my buddies
Okay.
in baseball. We were really good in basketball, though. You know, Roland, Santon, Keontae, Wesley. We were.
You had a show every night.
Oh man, it was. We packed the gyms, man. That was big. It was so fun to go through that with them, and our junior year, Ardmore was 25-0, 2-time defending state champion, beat him first round. Then we go to Mabee Center. Robert Fomby got us. We were leading the entire way, got beat by 6. So
really?
We were kind of upset a little bit. So that was the year we were good enough to win it.
Now, you mentioned Joe Atkins at John Marshall. Mm-hmm. Who was the young man's name at Northwest Classen?
Estelle Lester.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Northwest Classen, that he was amazing.
Yes, he made him good when he was there.
Yes, he was amazing, but I don't think they were like John Marshall.
No. It was some of the John Marshall Northwest Classen. It was still a game talked about a whole lot is at the McGinnis tournament, how they packed that gymnasium for one of the great games.
The John Marshall Northwest Classen?
Yes.
Were you there?
I was not there.
I was there.
Read all about. You were there.
I was there.
Wow.
It was
packed.
Oh my goodness! It was the craziest thing ever.
Wow.
Like because I had never. I was trying to think up to that point. I was out of high school. I can't remember what year. You remember what year that was?
Joe and I are the same age, so that had probably been either 95 or 96.
Yeah. I was just a little bit out of high school though, but no, I was maybe about 4 years out of high school. But I had never been inside of a basketball stadium.
Okay.
At that level, like news people.
Yes.
It was almost like an NBA game, but at a very small level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's still talked about today.
Yeah, the anticipation of it. And it was just like, will they live up to the hype?
Yeah.
They both.
It was big time.
It was incredible.
John Marshall was so
good. It was one of my favorite sports events that I can think of up to this day.
Yeah, there's like I said, it's still talked about today. I wish we were probably playing basketball that night, so I couldn't go. But
yeah, it was crazy. It was so packed.
Yeah,
it was so packed.
That's what I hear. How packed it was.
It was so packed. I see myself now. I was kind of standing in the corner of the gym, and it was nuts. But it was one of the best. It was one of the best. So you graduated the same year as Joe? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you all got to. So you all played them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because Roland was
big time.
Yeah, I was about to say he was in the league of his own too.
Yeah. What was the all-time leading scorer at East Central?
Yeah.
I don't know if the record still holds, but Roland.
What was that game like? Did y'all only play them once?
No, we played them at John Marshall once at John Marshall High. I think they got us. In fact, Joe, I know our senior year, we got beat by them as well. I think they got us. I think we might have got them one time. Terry Bennett would know score, location, all that stuff. He's the guy that remember all that stuff.
Terry,
TBJ. He will have that exactly. But man, they were so good, and they were also good in football.
Yeah, they were. So. Now we used to play. We don't play John Marshall anymore.
No, they dropped down a class or two.
Right. So, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They're not 5A anymore. I think they're 4A.
No.
Yeah, that's those. Yeah, some good sporting days. Mm-hmm. Whenever were y'all good at football?
When I was in school, no. 1-9, 2-8. Never went Jeff Chappell 0-10, but we threw in I think 3 wins maybe. No. It wasn't. We weren't quite there yet.
Y'all had basketball a lot.
We had basketball.
You had baseball.
We had baseball.
You had other sports. You were interested in other sports, not football.
Yeah, football just passed the time by. Has that changed a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Okay, so I would say like 88, 89, no good. Then Troy Franklin, them,
91.
The 90s, 91.
Ronnie Johnson.
And then our year, we went 9-2, I think. And so my senior year, 9-3.
Okay.
We beat Duncan, who had won state the year before at the beginning of the season. Yeah. And then at the end of the season, they beat us in semi.
Yep.
26-24. I'm not even a football player, but I remember that. Because I remember being on the field, and our coach was like, let them score. Coach Ruff, let them score. Because the hope was like, they score, get the ball back, and we come. I think we got close. But I remember, like, I was only playing just for, like, I played football just to hang out with my friends. But my friends were passionate about football. They were on the ground crying and everything else. And I was like, man, get up. Come on, let's go.
I remember the Blue Jay holding the football. I think that was the decal.
Yeah. And then that year was the first year we beat Carl Albert in forever. It was my senior year.
Good.
And it was Friday night. They canceled the game because of the weather, and so we ended up having to play them on Saturday night.
Saturday game.
Yeah, so that was my first time ever playing a Saturday game.
Saturday afternoon?
It was Saturday night.
Saturday night?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I believe it was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Somebody can let me know if I'm wrong, but I think it was a Saturday night. But that was the first time we beat them. I can't remember the running back. They had a really good running back. And I remember, Rashawn was doing practices. He was supposed to be this running back, but he was just as elusive as like this guy from Carl Albert.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Yeah, I remember that. But we beat them.
Good.
We running 6-1 defense was crazy at that time.
We've lost 6 in a row to Carl Albert right now, so we need to we need to get going there again.
Wow, yeah, we got to get that back. So when you transitioned out of high school, getting ready to graduate, before you do this, name some teachers that were some of your favorites.
Man, Jim Lay Patterson, number one.
Oh,
Distance one. My journalism teacher.
Yeah. Is that when you fell in love with journalism?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were in high school when you started knowing that you wanted to do that?
Yeah. It was, I took journalism my junior year. I don't think you can take journalism until your junior year. And I remember, it was the slowest thing because I had to learn about news, and I was all sports, nothing to do with news. So we had to go through the history of news and newspaper and blah 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 blah. Let's get to the chapter 7 sports section, and we finally got there, and we got to write for the Blue Line, the newspaper. Back, we got it rocking and rolling. Zach Stevens was the sports editor, and he did some time in newspaper, and I was underneath him. And then I got to become a sports editor my senior year, and we were throwing out 8 to 12 pages of news, which was crazy for high school. Usually 2, 4.
Yeah.
I think it's just a 8 by 11 nowadays. But man, we were cranking them out, and so I've been covering Guthrie athletics in some fashion, whether it be print, audio, video, since 1994 or 5.
Wow.
Every year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is not so. Whenever you transitioned out of high school, did you just keep doing it? Like, is that when you created Guthrie News page and all that?
Well, I when I was in high school, I got to write a little bit for the Guthrie Daily Leader at the time. So I would go play baseball and write the story during the JV game or on the bus, and actually, as a high school kid, got to write a story for the printed paper, which is cool. Went to UCO, wrote the Vista, did a little sports there, not real long, and it was just taking long. I was taking humanities and some sciences. I'm like what am I doing here? This has nothing to do. I'm not good at humanities. I took an 8 o'clock class. This is dumb. But then I transitioned to radio school. In Del City, which is kind of a vocational. Did that for 12 months, graduated, and
wait, radio school?
Yeah, radio school.
Is it still such a thing?
I don't know. I need to check on there because I remember seeing all the people's pictures on the wall. Mine's probably not on the wall, but but yeah, no, they have. Yeah.
So you're like a legit radio guy.
Yeah, I got a certificate.
Yeah, I mean, of course. So, not knowing the story, your story, I just assumed you just got into it. Like most people, like a lot of people just get into something, they get good at it, they craft it. But like you're truly trained to be a radio guy.
And I'm
please.
I'm starting to become the old guy, but and everything that I'm starting to do. But when I went to radio school, it was the perfect time because, like the first part of it, we were still using carts for commercials and flipping CDs. And then about the middle of radio school, it transitioned to the computer and putting everything into the computer. So I'm lucky. I got to see all the old school stuff, and I got to see the new school stuff. Just putting carts and cutting carts and doing commercials, and it doesn't serve me anything, but it was good to know. So when you see people in the past, you can understand what they had to go through and how much easier it is in today's world with technology. Oh my goodness, how much has it changed? In fact, I want to get on soapbox. In fact, a lot of there's not a whole lot more DJs because they're either syndicated shows or it's a computer automation. You just put it in there, and at 9:59 48 seconds, this is going to come on, the legal ID, and then it's going to come into music, and it just, the computer, as long as the computer stays up.
You're saying like DJs like 103.5, for example. Those kind of DJs are no longer because of...
There's still some around, obviously,
Yeah.
but not as many.
Gotcha.
Because national syndicated shows or computer automation making it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Instead of a DJ pushing a button, the computer is just one after another.
But yeah, that's crazy. So when you were going into radio, was it just strictly to be like a sports announcer, or were you on the DJ and do that kind of stuff?
I wanted to do sports announcing for sure, and I thought maybe a little bit of doing the DJ. But the more I did it at the school, you're in a room by yourself, and you're there for a long, long time, and the song's starting to repeat. And as a DJ, you don't get to talk a whole lot like this.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of this going on. It's like, hey, don't forget to go out to the county fair this Friday night from 6 to 8. Be there. You win a chance to win a car and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Be there. And then, boom, commercial. And then,
Yeah.
So it was going to be too repetitive, not a whole lot of fun, I don't think. I'm sure it'd be fun the first year or two, but after that, it's just repetitive.
Yeah.
So I want to get out and do a little bit more.
Gotcha. So you go to radio. One more thing. Like, what do they teach you in radio school?
How to voice.
Really?
How to make commercials. It's more than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been, but no, I had to make commercials, how to, when to put specific songs, when to do giveaways, when most people are listening, when most people are not listening. So usually your commercials are, I was used to know the time's really good, but like 7 minutes after the hour, because they want you to get you past the top of the hour. That's where their ratings are at, is top of the hour. So they'll take their commercial breaks around the 7 minute after, 18 minutes after, 30 or 47 minutes after, trying to get you listen at specific times.
That's so. Yeah. The commercial stuff. Now you're still in the industry. Do you still do commercials the way that you learned them, or have you? Are they teaching you how to format them, or
just voice depiction when they hit certain words?
Okay,
they hit on those words to really emphasize those words. But yeah, I still use them to this day. I try not to voice too many commercials because doing all the play-by-play, people hear my voice all the time, and so I always think, for a sponsor, they want to hear something different, because you hear me first down and 10, and then they go to commercial. Oh, there's Chris again.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
I always have someone else voice their commercials if they can, and also have a female voice for what we do, because it's different. It sticks out different.
Yeah.
Instead of hearing me all the time.
Yeah. That's true. Is it hard to get people to do their commercials?
Yes.
Yeah. Did I do my commercial? Or is our commercial...
Your commercial is really good. By the way, a lot of high fives on that one with the video commercial. No, I think it's just
there's no voice.
No voice.
Yeah,
just
no
the
voice.
cool music.
Just music. Yeah.
Smiling faces.
Yeah.
It was well done.
Yeah. Thank you. Our team has done a really good job
of
helping us look better than look good. So I'm excited about that. All right, so you go into radio. This is super cool. I did not know this about you.
Yeah.
The radio school and all that, but you get out of that and you do what?
Well, Gary Boxley came to me and said that a radio station in Stillwater is looking. It was Rex Holt, who's a Guthrie graduate, and he's a Hall of Famer. He's a radio guy, talk show, still to this day in Stillwater, and said they're looking to do Guthrie football on the radio. Would you be interested? I said, absolutely. So 1999, I got to call my first Guthrie football game on the radio, and home and away. And then I don't know what happened, but it kind of went away for a couple years. And then we came back in 2002, and we've been on the air ever since 2002, consistently calling Guthrie high school football games on the radio. This was our second or third year not to actually be on the radio, which was weird to me.
Wait a second. So when you no longer on the radio, was it still the radio station in Stillwater?
Yeah. I would buy airtime.
Oh.
So I would have to go to all the sponsors.
Gotcha.
And then I would have to cut a check to the radio station for Guthrie football to be on the air. So
wow.
That was our what we did for 20 years. The streaming has taken off. So, but I owe a lot to the radio station. We won 3 awards for the top play-by-play, and the 93.7 give us a huge radio audience from Sapulpa to Kingfisher down to the Moore Norman area. It gave us a big signal to broadcast games, and Guthrie's winning a lot of football games. Basketball is winning a lot of football games. So, just with the streaming and what we can even reach even beyond the state with streaming now.
Oh yeah,
it just made sense to transition away from radio.
Gotcha. So the radio was still there. You just made a business decision, or
we were streaming and radio, and we're like, this is we can save a few dollars over here and bring it back over here and start getting some expensive cameras
and make it that much better.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. So now going from radio to streaming, what is something that has really been exciting about that? Like, what are some things that have changed for you? Of course, you're reaching more people. Yeah. Do you find that you have more people who used to live in Guthrie now able to watch? And speaking of that,
yeah, no, it's amazing. About all the moms and dads, but all the aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas that live in Florida would never ever get to see their grandchild or nephew ever play. Yeah. And now they're getting to do that. And we were not the first, but we were there early on to get things going, because I remember Guthrie High School hosted the Suburban Conference Tournament, and we streamed every game just because we were kind of geeking out on technology and doing stuff. But a couple days later, I got an email from a guy in Afghanistan who was watching his daughter who played for Hera. He goes, I hadn't got to see her play all year, and thanks to your stream, we were able to watch. I'm like, we were bored. Carl Albert Hare, in Guthrie. Why? No one cares, but we did anyway because we wanted to learn and get better at what we were doing. And you have no idea who we reached out to. Yeah. And there was a dad in Afghanistan got to watch his daughter from Hera play someone from Carl Albert.
How cool is that?
Like,
but
whoa.
Yeah. That's the big difference now. Yeah. Just to kind of stay on the same road here. Now you kind of transition to podcasting. How has the media changed in respect to that? Like, what have you learned? What are you doing differently?
It's information is great. The more people know about information, the better. With transition to news. I never thought I'd be a news guy. I don't know if I'm still a news guy, but I get the information out. But I hate being called the media or press. It doesn't feel like me, but I guess I am. But
you are.
Anyway, just getting information out so people know. In today's world with social media, good or bad, I just want to make sure to get all the information. I'm not going to change your mind on
for sure.
But I want you to know what that information is so that you can make a decision whether it's the right one or not, but at least you have I hope to have all the facts there and information. So, just because I go to every school board meeting, I go to every council meeting, I go to every commissioner meeting. So I'm around a lot of people and a lot of information. So, I just like to, put that out there, and people keep up with current events as well.
Yeah. Wow. I know you have a long way to go, but do you foresee your children, following your lead and taking over at some point?
Maybe Lance. I don't know. My oldest is into cars. He's ate up with it. He does he's very good at it too. At a young, he's going to Votech, Meridian Technology. Works for John Vance. So he's all in on that. So he still has to operate a camera from time to time for Dad. And Lance, the youngest, he's working a lot of that. And that's the cool thing about all of our production. Me and my brother, my 2 nieces, my nephew, my 2 kids, all part of what we've been doing.
That's cool.
And so it's really a cool family, and they're all good at what they do. I mean, I tease them all the time when I'm getting after you, yelling, or not yelling, but that's producing. I'm not mad at you. I'm just that's
the
what
way it goes.
producers
Yeah,
this way
yeah,
it comes
yeah.
in, because if the camera, I'm like, we got to do something. It looks like I'm really angry at them, but I'm just trying to get them in the right spot.
Yeah,
So because
yeah.
it's a moment we need to capture real fast.
Yeah.
But man, it's been a cool family deal, and Phil has helped out a whole bunch. Aaron Ryburn's helped out a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's cool. Everyone, like I said, everyone does really good at what they do. Our radio team, our radio team, our production team, our broadcast team, we go on the road for football games. I mean, there's 8, 9 of us working. And who are you? We're Guthrie's broadcast. All of you? Yeah, we all do different things, and when it all comes together, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
fun
that's
to watch.
really cool. Yeah, I know. I've seen like pictures on social media of kind of like y'all ending late and get to your car and stuff like that. And man, it is awesome. I know for me, like just to have our children want to be a part of what we're doing and helping out, man, that is like really cool. And you can get that in any community or city, but I feel like in smaller communities, those kind of things happen, and it's kind of like, oh, I wanted it to happen, but I never thought it would happen.
Yeah.
Like I was sure my kids would want to leave Guthrie, but now they come alongside you and kind of do the work that you do.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
You got to pay them pretty good, and you got to feed them. If you can keep that, you can keep them coming, keep them coming around,
or just threaten them with a place to live.
That's true as well. Yes.
Oh no, you're coming. You know where you live at, right? Yeah. One of the two. That's good. And so, out of being a businessman, I know that I feel like over the last few years, I've really seen you kind of jumping in, getting on boards and doing things like that to kind of get. What made that trend? You're always involved because you're in broadcasting media, but it felt like you did another like step into getting even more involved.
Yeah.
Was that intentional? Is that true? Would you say that's true?
Yeah, no, I think, growing up, there was always those men that you looked up to or knew about, looked up to, that was making a big difference in their community, whether it was through volunteer or financially or just helping Guthrie become better and better. And so I've been on several boards and gone quite a bit, but I'm starting to see the rewards of being on those boards and seeing all the great things, whether through United Way with the Boy Scouts or Logan County Aging or on the YMCA board, and seeing our after school child care and how much that means to families, and just I play a small part in all that. Of course, being on the chamber as well, and really not because of me, but it's been fun to watch those boards also get better, and improve. I mean, they're, I think, all really in a really good spot. So it's just doing my part to continue to make Guthrie what it is, just like when I was young, there was men who did that, and here when I transition out, they're going to be continue that as well. So it's rewarding to see all the benefits that those boards have done, and are doing.
No, it's definitely cool to kind of be on the outside and kind of watch some of those things grow. I mean, and some of them have been on at the early start, like the chamber, like. When I came in and to where it is now, it's like, that is so cool to see.
I remember Doug Ogle, hey, you want to be on the chamber board? I don't think there was a vote. I just sat down. And now we're having all these investments and all this stuff going on. And so I'm the old guy on the chamber board now.
Oh, wow.
I'm the veteran guy. I'm not the oldest, but I'm the veteran.
You've been on there just as long. Now, when you now, Donita, how long has she been on there?
A.D. Rogers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's
she's
Madam
been
Chair a few years ago. Still there.
Still
rocking.
That's really cool. And I know a couple of people got transitioned off here recently, Josh Chappell and
Blake.
And so, but they've been on there for a long. I think Josh was on there the year that I was at the chamber. I think he had just gotten on. I think, and so so it's cool.
Yeah, Josh and Blake did a good job. they kind of took the reins of the financial part of the chamber and kind of got some things organized. There's others as well, but they really made their mark. On that area.
Yeah. That's really cool. So one of the reasons that I asked you to jump on, even this is your third time being on the GuthrieAmerica podcast.
Where's Fortney?
Yeah.
I can't do a podcast without Fortney. Are you going to AI him in there?
Yes, we're going to get him to sit right there. That's the reason we left this gap.
I was wondering what the gap was.
Yeah. So to get him on there, but you just won they gave you volunteer of the year at the YMCA.
Came out of nowhere.
But you also got citizen of the year a couple of years ago.
Chamber,
right? Chamber citizen of the year. Why do you think those awards were granted to you? What do you think people saw? What would you say to somebody out there that is looking to get more involved? What should they do? What do you think that?
Yeah, just become involved in, like the chamber. If you're not a board member, that doesn't mean you can't be involved. There's an ambassador group.
Yeah.
In fact, my sister-in-law is Sarah Phillips, ambassador of the year. Be a good podcast host, Mosquito Authority. But she's now a board member, but she had worked last couple of years as ambassador and really saw what the chamber was doing and was involved. She's heavily involved. She does a very good job. And now she's a board member. So there's ways to be there. But, this year, and you're on the YMCA board with me, Kevin Kraft and Doug Ogle had to transition to other things. And so, and you three are like YMCA superstars. Yeah. I think I got it in default because Doug's gone, Kevin's gone. You've won it 25 times, so I might have been the default on that. But it's an example of the question that you asked me earlier with Doug and Kevin leaving.
Yeah.
I need to do my part. I need to step up and help Caitlin and Ashley, help them because they do a great job.
Yeah.
They are the face of the YMCA. Yeah. We're there to help support them. And so that's part of, what? If I got to step up. I got to do what I got to do to help the YMCA. And, there are times like, but it's rewarding when when you see those numbers and see those kids. I mean, over 200 in after school child, and we can have more, we're working on more space, but, just being out there and helping is where I can. And, being on the Chamber United Way, we just had our banquet there, and I got a little plaque for a pace setter. And, those big companies can do a lot more, but small business like me, you can still help pace set which, by the way, $217,000, a record amount for Logan County United Way this year. So, it was rewarding. I went to the YMCA basketball game to give a speech about our campaign.
Yeah.
And then I did my speech, and they said, "Hey, by the way, here's your volunteer." They're like, wow.
You weren't ready for that.
Where's Heady? Is he not available? Heady not available to win it 4 years in a row?
No, not at all. Not at all. No. But I think that's really cool. I admire people like yourself who I believe that in order to continue to make this community everything it is going to be, it takes people showing up, volunteering, doing it when you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And you've been leading the way in doing that. You've been a part of that in this community. And so I think it's just important. And I think things like the YMCA, the Chamber, all those things are super, super, super critical for us as a community. If we start talking about what community wins, when we start talking about Choose Guthrie, tell us what does community win? When you see that, what does that mean to you? What does that look like?
People, man. It's truly the people, going to all these meetings all the time and being on task force committees, what I get to do. I get to see the people that, and, I know like Dr. Mike Simpson's out there in the public a whole lot, but I can see how much work he really puts in and how much the board members actually put in. Eddie Faulkner, the city manager, how much work, how much knowledge he has already on the job. 25 years old, running the city. He's outstanding. And then, the city council members who work hard, and the county commissioners and the court clerk and the treasurer, how much work they really do that a lot of people don't even know about.
Yeah.
But how important they are.
Yeah.
Went and did a site visit the other day at the water treatment plant on Division Street. they're rock stars, and they've been working there. I think Eddie said 3 of them over 40 years. And if they walked in right now, I would not know who they are. And how important are your water treatment people?
Yeah,
and the computers and all the chemicals.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to know everything.
Yeah.
And
just behind the seenes,
behind the scenes, you never know who those people are.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good thing because your water's working. But the people, how important they are, and then outside of those people on the street, I can probably go knock on 15 doors and they're going to help out, whether prayer, financial, something. The people here are just outstanding. And you get into the social media stuff and there's all that, but that's a small percentage of chaos.
Oh yeah.
But man, I tell you, it's the people. And I love going on the road. People, oh, you're from Guthrie. I love. Yeah, I'm from Guthrie.
Yeah.
You want to hear? You want to hear? How much you want to hear? I got a bunch of stuff. So, because one of my favorite things is when I go on the road and see people, like, where are you from? And they'll say from Wagner. Oh, the Bulldogs. People love to talk about their community.
Oh yes.
And so that's kind of my icebreaker. You can have those surface conversation. And the weather's great. And I was like, where are you from? Oh, you follow. Oh, the Ironheads, the Selmans. Those were some. Oh yeah. We got the statues, and so it's a great. So I think it's a great way to have if you're gonna have a conversation for 5 minutes with somebody, and you're like. Ask them where they're from.
Yeah. No,
I fall for it every time. Where are you from? Oh, do you know John Chapel? I know John. And then it goes into, we stayed there at the one time. There was a play. Oh, the Pollard Theater. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's amazing because I'm always feeding back from what people remember, think of Guthrie as well.
Yeah,
I go, was it fun? Yeah. We went to a restaurant across the way. It was really, really good down by the train tracks gauges. Yeah. So I always like to see what people talk about my hometown. Yeah.
No, for sure. I love that. And anytime I say I'm from Guthrie, like somebody has something that typically, or whenever I get to go out and speak at an event, I say, how many people been to Guthrie?
Exactly.
And a lot of those people raise their hand, and it's really cool. And then the stories that they hear that's not true, and I just like I just leave it alone.
The tunnels.
Yeah.
There are no tunnels in Guthrie. I promise you. Nobody can keep a secret like that in this town. There's no way.
There's no tunnels.
People will talk. People will talk. That secret would have been out a long time ago.
Yeah, some of them, I just let it go. I'm like, okay. Yeah, go right ahead. Sure. Yeah. All sorts of tunnels. Yeah. So, no, that's really good. But let me go back to your question, too, that I was thought about. You get to MC a lot of events like local. You're like the MC guy.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen for you? And when did you embrace it? Because now I feel like this last chamber you had on the jacket. And I feel like, he's owning this now.
I'm not one who dress up for anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's these themes at the chamber. And if I'm on the board, if I don't do the theme, then I feel like he's not all in.
Yeah.
So the last 2 years I've had to purchase jackets, and I bought one last year, haven't worn it since. So I got to find some other events to wear these jackets to. But no, emceeing it's been fun. It's been fun. I don't go in with I got that we did an MC thing on Thursday, and then at Sports Museum they asked me to MC. Ferguson Jenkins was in town. Nancy Minor, the parents or the mother, Ryan and Damon Minor, the OU and Hammond went from Hammond to OU to professional sports. And Andrew Heady and John Gray, Chandler and Putnam City, they were the World Series champions last year with Texas Rangers. So Richard asked me to do that, but I'm just honored to be asked. I don't go in there with any notes or anything. I'm just it does help to know all the people at the chamber banquet and all the businesses. It does help, and I'm just there just to segue, try to make it a fun night.
Yes.
Just, crack a few jokes and have a good time because, that like that chamber banquet, that's when Guthrie comes together and, 300 people come together. It's a big night. So, but I enjoy it. I'm probably not the best at it, but I try to make a fun night.
Yeah. Well, that's
and some background noise.
That's all it is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's you want to keep it on time.
Keep it on time.
You want
yes,
you want to have fun.
Yes,
right. And if you
fun.
can do those two things, and you truly, genuinely, I think too, what helps as well with that is like, I feel like you truly, genuinely love Guthrie and in this community, and so. And people are familiar with you, so it helps the crowd be a little bit looser and natural. And so I think that when I think of you being an MC, that's why I would bring you in. If I had an event, Guthrie.
And when someone does good, it's always good to promote, to let them know that like Carmen Walters she's on the chamber board now. Ogle leaving. I've had to step up, man, so much.
Yeah,
he was on so many things, and like, well, this is what Ogle. Yeah. All right, Caitlin.
And it's not like he wasn't good at it, right? He was doing these things, and he was good at it. So
yes.
If it wasn't for Doug Ogle, so a lot of that transition, I think we did a great job with the chamber. But I wouldn't have. I done my part, and I got to lead the way in that. But if it wasn't for Doug, I don't know if we would have had the same success. The YMCA board, United Way,
all the
the Education Foundation.
Yeah,
I just told you the other day at the
Smarter Than a Fifth Grader.
Smarter Than a Fifth Grader at the you and I saw you at the United Way thing, and I was like, the one thing that I'm probably bummed about is he never won Citizen of the Year.
I did not know that.
It's like
easily
he should have. Now here's the thing.
We're gonna have an alumni award.
I think we've been doing great. I'm not saying that we haven't been doing great at picking people, but sometimes people are picked by, they're just picked.
Yeah,
and you can be popular, or whatever.
That's how I got
mine. Doug was doing the work.
He was
doing the work. If you want a Citizen of the Year, Doug Ogle would have been that guy.
I've been on the chamber. I don't know how many years. I didn't even know how it was selected. I didn't ask. I didn't want to know because
how to Citizen of the Year.
All those words. I know how it works now, but I didn't know. So how.
I never wanted to ask.
I didn't want to ask. You were gonna get it? I don't know. It's like the less you know, sometimes better. And everyone thinks news guy has to know everything. No, that's not the case. I don't want to know everything. Trust me.
Some things I don't want to know. I just have to because of your job,
exactly
right? Yeah. I think it's a great way. Like people submit, and then there's a team of three. That's the way when we did it.
Yep.
Team of three, and they decided that whoever out of those people who were submitted,
and all those submissions. I mean, there's a lot of the same people. Ronnie Fields this year was Citizen. I can't wait till he's in this hot seat.
Yeah.
But he was nominated several times.
Yeah.
And so that makes it, as a team of three, it does make it easy to that. And this is the first time I went through that process this year. I was one of the three this year. So I was up for Volunteer of the Year. It'd been kind of weird if I got Volunteer of the Year. That probably wouldn't have been good.
Yeah.
But Tammy, who was Volunteer there, she was nominated several times as well. So it does make it a little bit easier for that panel to make that decision.
I think,
in this scenario, for me, going through it the first time with all those submissions, it was, he's been submitted here so many times. He's been.
It makes it easy, and you would hope that's the way you would do it.
It is,
Unless it's somebody who's already done it or gotten it, I would think
And that team of three it's different every year. Usually, there's one that's pretty steady, and then one like me, I'll get to do it this year and next year, and then I'm done after that. So there's revolving people in and out.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's a real legit process.
I was very happy with this year's award winners.
Before I started working at Chain, of course I didn't have a clue. I think I do a good job of being involved in the community, but typically it's kind of like I love to create podcasts. GuthrieAmerica.
Yeah.
Choose Guthrie's become its own thing.
Absolutely.
Community wins.
T-shirts.
Community wins, all that stuff.
But now I'm starting to see Choose Stillwater.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Stillwater
going around,
America.
I'm going around doing talks, and
I know.
Yeah.
I see you. I was like, don't forget where it started.
That's
though.
right. That's right. Yeah. Don't forget that. But I think that when I went to the chamber, it was cool to see a process I just learned so much about my community. I was like, oh, this is how all this stuff works. Like, it was really cool to see that, and I'm grateful and humble that when you own something, you get to see the behind the scenes, and then when somebody acknowledges you, you get your flowers early, and so it's cool to see you and people like Ronnie. I was so grateful when Ronnie moved back to Guthrie.
Yes,
and he has such a heart for people, and so super cool.
And it's not, I always think you get recognized for this, but I tell you, like your superintendent, your city manager, your county commissioner, those guys do big time stuff every day. Yeah, and they don't get a trophy for that. No, and really, if you go out here and poll 50 people, how many are going to know the name of the city manager? But they don't realize how important that person is and how much they know so much. And so that's why I always think when you say choose Guthrie, the people, not just people in positions, but Lula. I mean, the people. Lula is the perfect example of people. And choose Guthrie
for sure.
She's big time.
She's so big time. She's always like, she hears something, she's texting me like, "How can we help? Can I send them food?" Like, she's amazing. Yeah. No, it's really good, man. I appreciate you being on.
Man, this is great.
I don't want to keep going. I'm like, man, I say 30 minutes, but
Brittany.
Now you gotta.
Brittany she does a podcast, and I was the longest one for her. I don't think I'm breaking any records here.
You're not breaking any records here. Yeah, no.
I love talking to people like you, Heady, and you're one of those people that keeps the bar high for us other people. So I appreciate everything that you do, getting the word out behind the scenes. And there's a lot of people know Heady. Because he's doing a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't know about, and I get to see that as well. So I appreciate everything that you do to help our town and our community, although you go to Stillwater and do something. But I know where your heart is here in Guthrie.
That's right. I think it's cool that people see what we've done and and sometimes it's like I get the credit, but it's a team effort.
Sure.
But it's cool that when these different communities invite me out to come and talk about what they've seen us do. Right. Yeah. And so I think it's really cool.
Elaine Sinati, who was on our chamber board for a long time, now she runs the Stillwater board. I'm starting to see some familiar stuff. Now in Stillwater, big old fancy Stillwater, OSU Cowboys. They're piggybacking on some things that Guthrie does.
Like Doug Ogle, like with the
Perkins.
Hashtag,
absolutely.
So I think those things, like, to us, is like, that's right. They're copying us and what we're doing. So we just got to keep it up.
How was your day over at Perkins? I know you got to do a lot of stuff for the board.
Yeah. That was good. Actually, they came here with me.
That's right.
They came here. And so that was really good. And I'm seeing that they follow through. Because some towns I'll go to, some communities, they don't follow through. Because it takes work. Like, you got to have a Doug Ogle. You got to have somebody who's going to organize that, make it happen. And some of it, too, as you know, like, some of it we just love our community. So we get out there and probably do more than what we should.
Right, yeah. just like this podcast, it just keeps going and going and going.
Family, you stay at home. We're going to go and save our country or whatever the case may be. And so if you don't have those people, I can come and give you all the information. Yeah. But if you don't have the Chris Evans, the Doug Ogles, the Dr. Simpsons, the Ronnie Fields, the Phil Nichols, there's so many people. I get in trouble naming, but so if you don't have those people, it just don't happen. Yeah, so it really does. So
again, you don't have to be on a board. You can be a volunteer.
The
YMCA has plenty of opportunities. The chamber has plenty of opportunities. United Way, library board. I mean, there's so many boards out there, and that's a good way to get invested in your community. And you find out, I made a difference. What's this board over here? Then you start being on, and then you can have a big help.
Or if you see something, there's a need, start your own. Something like, if you think it can contribute and help, start something. Yeah,
I think it's very easy to do in this time and age.
Yeah. Just go start something, or like you said, join Education Workforce is a great committee too.
Huge
at the chamber.
Carmen Walters now leads that, and she is Assistant Superintendent Carmen Walters. Yeah. She is big time. Yeah, she has taken that to a whole new level.
Yeah. So, Chris Evans, thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for hitting that play button for another episode of the GuthrieAmerica podcast. I am on a mission to have every story told. Here's the question. Will yours be next?